Hi friends, this book is called One is a Feast for Mouse, a Thanksgiving Tale. And I know it's not Thanksgiving time, but it might be, just with everything's going on in the world, I think it might be nice to give thanks for the things that we have. This is by Judy Cox, and this is that same mouse that we read about, that Halloween story, how he went trick-or-treating and then he ended up back home all safe. So I think it's probably going to have same kind of adventure, but it's going to be Thanksgiving. One is a feast for Mouse, a Thanksgiving tale. After Thanksgiving dinner, Mouse crept out of his hidey hole and looked around. There he is, in the cuckoo clock. I have a cuckoo clock. Everybody who comes over wants to know what is it, and I'm like, it's a clock. And then they have to wait and see it go cuckoo, 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 and they get all excited about it. The house was quiet. Dad snoozed in his chair with his book, and Mom dozed in front of the TV, and outside the kids played football in the crisp yellow leaves. Cat curled up by the fire. He yawned and stretched his stripy tail, and then he closed his greeny eyes and went to sleep. Like it's sort of that rest after the big dinner. Mouse scampered up to the tablecloth. Thanksgiving leftovers were still on the table. Oh, I would have done the dishes before I fell asleep. Mouse saw a teensy tiny, toothsome green pea all by himself under a plate. Give thanks, he thought. One will be a feast for me. Mouse rolled the pea across the table to take it back to his hidey hole. I mean, peas are small for us, but for Mouse, they're pretty big. But his eyes were bigger than his stomach. He saw 6 leftover cranberries glowing like rubies on the silver saucer. I'll just take one, he said for himself. One is a feast for me. He balanced one cranberry on the top of the pea, and he started once again across the table to his hidey hole. Those are the cranberries. Just then, he saw 3 olives, black and shiny in a dish. I'll just take one, he thought. One is a feast for me. Again and again. He put the olive on top of the cranberry, on top of the pea, and carried the tidbits across the table. Although I'm noticing all of them are round. How are they going to be on top of each other? Oh my goodness. Without falling over. Then he saw the carrot sticks, crunchy and munchy and orange. I'll just take one, he thought. One is a feast for me. He stuck one carrot stick into the hole of the olive, balanced both on top of the cranberry, on top of the pea, and started back to his hidey hole. I don't know how this is going to work. I love this placemat. I love that. Ha! Then he saw the mashed potatoes. Mouse potatoes. There was just one scoop left on the plate. I'll just take the plate, Mouse thought. What a feast I will have. He balanced the plate of potatoes on top of the carrot stick, in the hole of the olive, on top of the cranberry, on top of the pea. Mouse started off across the table. I don't know how this is going to work. Oh my. This must be like either a decoration or maybe a salt and pepper shaker. Then he saw the gravy, brown and luscious, in the silver gravy boat. Gravy for the mouse potatoes, he thought. I must have it for my feast. And he balanced the gravy boat on top of the mashed potatoes, on top of the carrot stick, stuck in the olive, on top of the cranberry, on top of the pea. And then he started off. How is this going to work? I don't think so. But then he spotted the pumpkin pie, one slice of pie, brown and dimpled with a collar of fluffy cream. So he balanced the pie on top of the gravy boat, on top of the mashed potatoes, on top of the carrot stick stuck in the hole of the olive, on top of the cranberry, and on top of the pea, and he started off across the table. Oh my gosh. The pie slid, but Mouse caught it just in time. Mouse bobbled and bobbled across the table on the way to his hidey hole for his Thanksgiving feast. He didn't see Cat creeping closer and closer. I mean, it looks like it's going to fall, like, now. Adding Cat? Disastrous. But Mouse saw the turkey, brown and juicy, surrounded with parsley. Much was gone, but there was enough left for a mouse feast, or even two. I'll just add that, thought Mouse. He should have just went home after the pea. And he carefully placed the turkey platter on the very top of his pile. On top of the pile, on top of the gravy, on top of the mashed potatoes, on top of the carrot stick stuck into the hole of the olive, on top of the cranberry, on top of the pea. I don't even know if I can get this all in. It's gonna fall. Pie slid, but Mouse caught it just in time. Mouse bobbled and bobbled across the table by the way to see the hidey hole. Thanksgiving. Oh, I turned the page the wrong way. Oops. He started off across the table and to his hidey hole, and there at the table's edge he met Cat, greedy-eyed and hungry, clawing up the table on the tablecloth. Uh-oh. Mouse skidded to a stop. The turkey wibbled and wobbled, slid and slipped. Mouse danced to keep his feast balanced, pirouetted like a ballerina, juggled like the platter spinner, but off slid the turkey, whoosh, with a plop, landing smack on the cat. Down crashed the pumpkin pie in the boat with the gravy. Down crashed the mashed potatoes with a clatter that woke Mom. Down fell the carrot stick, still impaled in the olive. Down went the cranberry, which rolled, leaving a red track across the tablecloth. Down went the pea, all clatter whoompus off the table, rolling onto the floor. Off scampered Mouse, quick as a bandit, back to his hidey hole, ahead of the cat. I knew it. I knew it. He huddled in his hidey hole, his heart pitter-pattered. He peeked out. Down came the broom on the stripy green-eyed cat. Bad kitty, shouted Mom. Why would she left all those leftovers? What did she think was going to happen when she's got a cat? And a mouse. Although, does she know about the mouse? Outside, she swept the cat out the door. Mouse looked around, whiskers trembling with fright. No Thanksgiving feast for me, he thought. Just then, he spotted, glowing in the corner... Oh, I don't see it. I don't see it. Let's see. What is he going to find? The pea. One teensy tiny, round and toothsome, green and luscious pea. Give thanks. One is a feast for me. And there he is. So maybe it's like be grateful for what you have. Like when he started off with the pea. When he got the pea, maybe he should have just stopped. You know, like, all right, I'm good. I'm gone home. Be grateful for what you have. Don't be so greedy. That's what happened when he got greedy. It all turned to mess. And then as a mom, or like someone who's had Thanksgiving at her house, we always, Brian does the cooking because I'm not the cook in my house. Brian will do the cooking. And then when everyone's done, everyone helps bring, dishes to the sink, rinse them off and then in the dishwasher. And then I will wash all the dishes from dinner, like the pots and pans. Although sometimes Brian does washing as we go, so there's not that many at the end. And maybe my mom will sit at the table and we'll chat, maybe listen to some music while I clean up. Although I know cleaning up a Thanksgiving dinner, it takes a long time. But I wouldn't leave all the plates and all the leftovers on the table to clean up after I took a nap. I would do cleanup and then the nap. I wonder if there's other books So he's got a Halloween book and he has a Thanksgiving tale. I wonder if there's other tales that you might enjoy. And the author was Judy Cox. Maybe check it out this summer. Bye, friends.